Baby, we all saw Blue Ivy making her Met Gala debut at 14, looking music, like absolute royalty, right? I mean, there were so many people who were excited to see her make her debut, but the praise also didn't last long because fans are now slamming Beyoncé and accusing her of pimping out her daughter and breaking several rules just to get her to attend the event. Oh, have you noticed how in all mini interviews she was just talking about Blue and how she is ready? Ready for what? Now B, it's been 10 years. 10 years. How does it feel being back? It feels surreal because my daughter's here. And Blue looks so beautiful. She looks so beautiful. This is incredible to be able to share it with her, and I think she looks so incredible. She looks so beautiful. I'm like we could learn some red carpet tips from Blue. Absolutely. Posing. She was ready. She was ready. Guys, Beyoncé doesn't talk to cameras. So what music has changed? Maybe she really is positioning Blue for something like y'all have been speculating. Well, allegedly, it's music. Not just onlookers who think there's something going on. Sources are revealing that even her own father, Matthew Knowles, music, thinks something's up. I know, guys. It's super ironic considering Matthew Knowles practically invented the stage dad blueprint with Destiny's Child, music. But allegedly, he thinks Beyoncé has taken it way too far. Maybe there are other things going on behind the scenes, and this could music be more than just the Met Gala debut. But first, let's break down how Blue's debut had the entire internet buzzing. First of all, there's how they literally broke the age rule and allowed Blue to attend at just 14. See, since 2018, the Met Gala has had a strict age limit of 18 music. And the official reason was that organizers claimed the event is an adult-oriented fundraiser music, and not an appropriate event for people under 18. And honestly, I would understand why. I mean, the atmosphere is usually curated for adults, music, and the Met is also full of priceless, fragile art. And having a bunch of teenagers running around, even famous music ones, is a massive insurance headache. As much as there have been teens in the past, that rule was put in place because they realized the event is just not conducive for kids. There have actually been stars who have been publicly turned away in the past for being too young. But I guess that didn't matter to the Carters. In addition, there's also the fact that if an attendee is not in the guest list, they have to pay $100,000 to attend. But it's not that simple, 'cause at the Met Gala, money doesn't actually buy you a seat. Even if you have the cash, you still have to be approved by Anna Wintour. And for Beyoncé to bring Blue Ivy, she didn't just have to open the checkbook. She had to use her massive industry leverage to rewrite the rulebook. So not only was Blue just 14, but they also had to part with a large amount of money for her to attend. And I know y'all are going to say that there's a loophole, and an exception was carved out for teens accompanied by their parents, and that it's the celebrity equivalent of a PG-13 rating if the parents are icons, the kids get a pass. Well, rumor has it that a new parental accompaniment clause was quietly added this year, and they are even calling this the Blue Ivy Clause, because it feels like it was designed specifically to let the Carters debut their heir. Other than this, Beyoncé was a co-chair this year, and in the world of high fashion, that's basically like being the principal of the school. So, maybe the rules didn't apply to her, or maybe she didn't just care. I don't know. Also, let's talk about the outfit. Now, as much as some people said it was age-appropriate, others said that Blue wasn't dressed like a 14-year-old. They said she was in a mature, off-the-shoulder Balenciaga gown with shades, looking like a mini CEO, which was just painful to watch. Some were even saying that it's not an isolated incident. Remember when Mufasa debuted? A lot of people criticized Blue's look, branding her dress wildly inappropriate for a 12-year-old. And they accused Beyoncé and Jay-Z of over-sexualizing Blue by allowing her to wear the strapless gown and makeup, suggesting that they were dressing her like she's an adult. Basically, what people are saying is that just because Blue has the opportunity to dress up like a famous woman twice her age doesn't mean she is ready to be treated as one on the outside. And that by getting attention and praise for how grown-up she looks so young, Blue Ivy is also likely to be picking up the message that pretty and worthy equals looking sexy for other people. And that is hella problematic. To a lot of people, It's giving she's being pimped out. Some people have also pointed out that while her poses were polished and rehearsed, she showed signs of nervous fidgeting with her jacket, hinting music, that she was still just a kid in a very overwhelming, adult-oriented environment. Music. And what was with Blue refusing to take her glasses off during the red carpet? Literally, everyone was asking Blue to take off her glasses, and instead of taking them off, she adjusted them. Music. Beyoncé's publicist, Yvette, was seen approaching Blue Ivy while repeatedly gesturing to remove the glasses, and she even turned to ask Beyoncé to instruct Blue to remove the shades. Stylist Ty Hunter also got involved as well before Jay-Z made the same request, but Blue was adamant. For me, it's how Bey was just standing there like she didn't know exactly what these people were saying. Maybe Blue was using them as a shield, and those dark glasses could be the only thing providing a sense of privacy in a room full of flashing cameras and 50-year-old billionaires, which brings us to the question. Is Beyoncé forcing Blue into the limelight? Is she being pimped out for brand longevity before she is even old enough to drive? Well, some people believe that Beyoncé is in fact pimping out Blue, and they are even saying that by bringing Blue and breaking the age rule, Beyoncé ensured that the Carters were the only thing people talked about. It's the ultimate PR shield. I mean, if we are busy being mad about a 14-year-old in the room, you aren't looking too closely at the fact that Beyoncé hasn't done a real interview in a decade. And like I said, allegedly, Matthew Knowles also thinks Bey is pimping out his granddaughter. Baby, I know what you are going to say. Matthew Knowles? The one who had his daughter working before she could even express herself? He was literally a tyrant, and his legendary tyrant management style was built on extreme discipline and a win-it-at-all-costs mentality that many feel makes his alleged current stance on Blue Ivy deeply hypocritical. Like, he even quit his high-paying corporate job at Xerox to manage the group full-time, putting immense pressure on DC to succeed because the family's entire financial future was riding on their voices. Actually, when asked what kind of a manager he was, Latavia Roberson said, Matthew did not mince his words. And it can be tough to take that kind of criticism when you are a little girl. We would try not to let it break us, but Kelly was the sensitive one, and sometimes she would go to her room and cry. In addition, Michelle Williams also said that she was struggling to feel like herself again after leaving the group, and in 2017, she revealed on The Talk that she battled depression, and that music. She expressed this to her manager, who did not have the best response. She said, when I disclosed it to our manager at the time, bless his heart, he was like, "Y'all just signed a multi-million-dollar deal, and you're about to go on tour. What do you have to be depressed about?" So I was like, oh, maybe I'm just tired. Remember, Matthew had DC touring with adult bands like Jagged Edge when they were only about 16 years old, the same age he is now reportedly saying is too young for the limelight. He has also admitted that he focused on building a brand rather than just selling records, which is exactly what he is allegedly accusing Beyoncé of doing with Blue Ivy. So, how is this the person saying that Beyoncé is doing the most with Blue? Well, based on what I've heard, Matthew reportedly values the traditional grind of the industry, and the allegation is that he feels Blue hasn't earned the Met steps yet. He famously built DC through a boot camp mentality, making them run miles while singing to build stamina. And apparently, he believes this shortcut to the top is a form of pimping out the family's legacy for quick clout, rather than building a seasoned artist. Others may also argue that Matthew has seen the dark side of the music industry firsthand, and maybe he fears Blue is being primed too fast. And while Tina Knowles is publicly celebrating Blue's poise, Matthew's alleged silence and private criticism suggests he thinks Beyoncé is creating a product that will burn out before she hits 20, all just to keep the throne warm. Honestly, I don't know if this is just Matthew being Matthew, but I do have a few questions that need answers. Was music, Blue Ivy's debut, a genuine coming-of-age moment? Or was it a $100,000 corporate music branding exercise designed to ensure the Carter name stays on the throne? If even her own grandfather, Matthew Knowles, is allegedly concerned that she's being pimped out before she can even drive, should we be worried about the burnout of the industry's most famous heir? Is Beyoncé simply a proud mother opening doors, or has she become the ultimate momager willing to break every rule in the book to stay relevant? Most importantly, is Blue the one choosing this life, or music? Is she just the crown jewel in a world where the rules simply don't apply? Honey, I am dying to know your thoughts on this. So, sound off in the comments section below.